Monday Night Football. We've got the big one. We've agreed on every single prediction so far after 13 games. We'll see in a few minutes if we are going to be level or it's going to come down to Monday Night Football. The AFC East is going to come down to Monday Night Football right here. I think right now, this is the AFC East is on the line for the Patriots. Are the Patriots the real deal, or are they just pretending that they're back? As we've kept saying. Buffalo Bills, obviously they were terrible against the Jacksonville Jaguars and many other teams so far this season. They haven't looked quite like themselves. But I have backed the New England Patriots to win this game. I have gone 28-27 to New England Patriots. I've got to go for a Nick Folk last-minute field goal in Buffalo as the time expires. Mac Jones is going to get the ball back with a 2-minute drill, and he's going to be, that Tom Brady, the 2-minute classic drills. Mac Jones is going to have his moment. AFC East, Monday Night Football. It's in Buffalo, probably going to be snowing. It's set up for an absolute classic. I've gone Patriots to win 28-27.
Wow, I didn't expect that from you. I really thought you'd go back to Buffalo Bills. And I am torn on this one as well. I can see all these different scenarios, etc. But I think when your team is has won 6 on the trot and especially I'll say the last 3-4 looked unplayable, you've got to back them again. I think this will probably be the closest out of all of them because I think this is the team that's probably the closest to the Patriots in terms of healthy roster as well. And I think the difference could be, as I say, is who can get that one play to set up a field goal. And I think that Tyler Bass has done very well for the Bills. But I think, as I say, I do back Nick Folk in the key situations. He has been Mr. Reliable for us. And he's the reason we've got the points we have because there's been many occasions where Patriots should have scored a touchdown and then set him up with an awkward 40-yard yarder. Yeah, I could go on about this game forever. There's so many, as I say, comparisons, etc. But yeah, I've got to back my team. But one thing I will say, I think the Patriots will win this one 31-28, and it will be, I think we decide right at the death. However, I don't think it will decide the AFC East. And the reason why I say that is Buffalo will be in prime position if they win it. And I think it's more, and I can see why the media would view it that way. However, Buffalo have still got to face, they've still got to come to Foxborough. And I think as you're quickly researching now, they've got to go to Tom Brady in Tampa. And Tom Brady won't care about, as I say, doing other team favours. He'll just care about the Bucs not losing another game. Now they're in basically end of season mode. And so don't get me wrong, I would love the Patriots to win because I think that it could go a long way to being number 1 seed, which in the past, number 2 seed would be excellent enough to get you, as I say, that bye. But the new format means it's only 1 seed now. So, which is quite an incredible thing because at one point, I wouldn't even have dreamed of Patriots being close to being number 1 seed, let alone number 2 seed, let alone the number 1 seed. But that's the real possibility if they get the job done in Buffalo.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, this is obviously it's the biggest game we've had in a while in the NFL itself. So I'm just going to quickly go through both of your games, so we'll see who will win the AFC East. Obviously, Bills Patriots will back we've both backed the Patriots. You then go on bye week. As you said, they then travel to Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the 12th. You've got a bye week. You come back away at the Colts on Sunday Night Football. That's always a tough one as well. Then again, they've got a really tough game in week 15. They've got the Carolina Panthers at home. So sorry about that one. Actually, the 3 out of the last 4 games, they've got Panthers, Falcons, and finish with Jets. Whereas you've got to go to Miami and try and win a
game. Miami, as I say, they always cause the Patriots problems. Whether it's home or away nowadays, it doesn't make a difference. But they're going to be playing better. But I hope from New England point of view that, as I say, that they're up for that. And revenge has got to be on their mind because I think that we are still to this day don't know how. Well, I know how we lost that one. It was from Damien Harris fumbling it, but that's really, as I say, the Patriots could easily be. This is what's crazy. That Patriots could easily be like 11-1. When you think the only game I think the Patriots properly deserve to lose, probably get accused of being biased here, but look, you lose the games, you accept them, and they've had to go on this ridiculous run. But the game that I felt that the only game I felt they deserved to lose that they did lose was the Saints at home, because that was an abysmal performance. And then you look at the Saints now, you think, oh, if only we could face them now. But it is what it is, and that's a good thing. It's in our hands. It is in Buffalo hands as well. So there's no excuses. But I can't see it being like one team dominating the other. I think it'd be very close.
Yeah, I actually think you deserve to lose 2 games, but not.
What was the other one?
I think you deserve to lose the Texans games. I thought you were absolutely. I thought it was probably the worst I've ever seen the Patriots play against the Texans.
Yeah.
One.
No, that's a fair point.
I mean, Nick Folk, if he was fully fit against the Buccaneers, I think you should have won it. You probably should have gone for it as well. I think it was like 14-3 or something like that, and he should have gone for it.
And then obviously Dallas in overtime.
That
was a learning curve, because I think it was a tipping point that Patriots need to be braver offensively, because we settled for the punt, gave the ball back to Dak Prescott when he was on fire, and that's when CD Lamb went Jerry Rice and was unplayable that night.
Yeah. And
that was the difference between the 2 teams. They were willing to go for it, make the deep plays down the field, and New England were too conservative, which is why I think there was at the time justified criticism of Belichick and McDaniels. But now we're seeing the execution's a lot better. And that's something that Buffalo are capable of, especially if they get Stephon Diggs going. So that'd be a huge job for JC Jackson on Monday night.